Hello and welcome back. This is episode 11 of my vlog series about creating the art for a 2D video game. And it is also my first episode of 2019, so Happy New Year. I hope that you did something fun and stayed out of jail. Today I think I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. So up to this point on most of my episodes, I have done like time lapses or like speed paints of assets that I've already created. So today I thought it'd be kind of fun to change things up and to do something in real time. So my daughter is down for a nap and my son is at preschool. So I have maybe an hour, if we're lucky, to draw. And I think I'm just going to get done as much as I can in that time. I may not finish what I start today, but at any rate, you'll get to just watch the process. So I think I'm going to be working on some custom UI today. And what I mean by that is like the menus, the buttons, the scroll bars, the interface, of the game. So up to this point, we've been using pre-made stuff, basically. And I want to have custom stuff that matches the rest of the art of the game. So I've already kind of designed, a menu that will kind of guide the rest of my designs that I'm going to try and like coordinate. But today I want to work on something a little bit special. So in our game, in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little box up there that shows you things like the time, the season, the day of the week. I'd like it to show like the weather, that sort of thing. And so I want to do something kind of fun and custom for that. It'll also have like your health sliders and your stamina sliders. And I have a little sketch for some of my ideas. And so today I'm just going to be working on that and just kind of commentating on what I'm doing, as I go. So hopefully you will enjoy that and will get something out of it, but it's going to be a fairly, relaxed video. So if you want to go do something else while you listen to me, that is cool too. So here in just a second, I'm going to switch over to my screen and I will start drawing. Okay, so I am back and I have Photoshop open here, and the first thing I wanted to show you is just what we have been using so far. So I have open here the pre-made panel menu background, basically, that we've been using so far. And it's been fine as a placeholder, obviously. I mean, it's a really nice design, but it doesn't match the rest of the art. So I went ahead and started coming up with a whole bunch of different options. And I'm going to show them to you because I can. And since only one of these is probably going to make it into the final game, somebody might as well appreciate my hard work. So I designed 10 different ones. Feel free to let me know your favorite. It probably won't change the one we actually picked, but do let me know anyway. So there's this one with fancy corners. And there's this one with fancy corners, a little more delicate. There's this one that's a little more simple. There's this one that's just, I don't have any good descriptions for that one. There's this one that's just like the last one, but it's green. And there's this one, which I kind of like. It's a little bit chunkier. Let me close some of these tabs out. There's this one, which is actually one of the ones that we are going to be using. So I hope you like this one best because that's the one we picked. And there's this one, which is the other one that we are going to be using. So basically all of our panels and our menus are going to have this like wood grain look to them. This one has this cool little like crown icon on the bottom, which I've kind of been using as just a reoccurring theme, throughout a lot of my designs because, of course, the game is called King Me. I don't know if I've actually ever mentioned that. I've mentioned that, right? Please say I have. Let's see. I'm going to close out some of these other ones. Oh, this one I also designed. I like this one, but it's very ornate, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, but our game isn't super ornate. Our game is... it's just, I don't know if this one quite had the right feel, but I think it's pretty cool anyway. Oh, there you go. You get a sneak peek of the other thing I've been working on. I've been making a tavern, by the way, and I've been working on the furniture for the taverns. There you go. I'm sure I'll make a whole video on that, but there you go, sneak peek. So anyway, all of that is to say that the special, like, piece that I'm going to be making in my upper right-hand corner are going to be following like these designs. They're going to look like, this sort of wood grain. I wanted to coordinate with those. So let me change or close out these others here. I have way too many tabs open. I don't know about you guys, but I hate having a ton of tabs open. It kind of makes me like anxious. Okay, so this is the sketch that I have so far. This is my idea for that upper right hand corner. So I'm thinking sort of like this window design, and in the middle you'll have, you know, your day of the week, your time, you know, 6:30 a.m. in this example. Up on the top, I want to show like the time of day. So have the sun that'll sort of move, you know, across this arc throughout the day, and then at night I've got just this little sketch example with a little moon and stars. On this side, I'd like to have a panel that shows different weather, so if it's a sunny day, if it's raining, if it's snowing, whatever. This side I would like to show the seasons, so I'm thinking like I'd probably use a tree. I think that's, you know, communicates pretty effectively. So like in the spring it'll be a flowering tree, summer just have like a green tree. Fall, you'll have the fall foliage, the orange tree, and winter, of course, it'll be bare with snow on it. And at the bottom, we'll have some sort of energy and health bars. Right now, we're just using the ones that come with Unity. And I think I'd like to do something more custom for those. So this is just kind of a basic sketch of what I have in mind, and that's what I'm going to be working from today. So let's go ahead and open up a new file. I'm not really sure how big I want this to be, actually. So let's just like... Ooh, let's experiment here. Let's make it 2 by 2 and just see what that looks like. Okay, so let's see. I don't know how big that is in like for real life, if that makes sense. I really don't know how big that would be on like the upper right hand corner, but I suppose we can resize it if it's just way too big. We'll just start with this size, or if it's, you know, too small. So let's go ahead and start there. I'm gonna, of course, I want this one open. I'm just gonna snag that and move it over here so that I can reference it. Whoops, what did I just press? Okay, there we go. Let's just shrink that down. I just want this, you know, on the screen as a reference for whenever I need it. I'm gonna label that so don't forget what it is. Okay, so now I've got that on my screen as a reference. I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our lines. I'm gonna create a new layer here, and I'm going to use my handy dandy, I really love this brush. I use it all the time. It's one of the Kyle's Inkbox Amazing Cartoon pens, nibs, I'm not sure how that finishes. And we're just gonna make it black. And the other thing is this wonderful, I think this is a new feature on Photoshop, but we're gonna use this vertical line. Divide that straight down the middle, so whatever we do on one side, it's a nice mirror mode, whatever we do on one side will also happen on the other side. There we go. I'm gonna make this window shape. I think that's pretty good. Here, I'm gonna squash that down just a bit. There we go. I like that. I like the proportions of that a little better. Okay, so we're gonna make this window shape, and oh, I'm gonna bump my microphone. Let's see. Oh, look at that. You know what? That hardly ever happens. Single stroke. That only took 2 strokes. Please appreciate that. Nope, no. I hate trying to do curves. You have to move fast. Thank goodness for the undo button, right? Almost. I think I want to make the borders fairly thin. I don't know, I could make them a little chunkier. We'll see what I think of this. In my sketch, they're fairly thin, but I can do whatever I want because I'm the artist. I just heard my baby crying. I'm going to have to pause this. Hang on. Just a minute. Just a minute, baby. Mommy's coming. She is not happy. She does not like waking up and finding herself in her bed. Okay, I'm gonna pause this really quick, and I will be right back with my child. Okay, I'm back. She just needed a bottle, and now she's happy, but she is hanging out on the floor with me in here. So we'll see how long she stays happy. I just gave her some toys to play with, and we'll see how long this lasts. But like I said, this is real life, so this is just the things we have to work around. You know what? I think I might change the proportions of this a bit. I think this center space is bigger than I need, because if I look like at my sketch, I mean, it just needs to have some text in there. Oh, you know what? I forgot this space for the bars too. Okay, need to fix that. But yeah, I think this center space, I mean, it just needs text in there, so I don't think it needs to be enormous. So let's, I have an idea. I'm going to actually move that up just a hair. I want a little spot here for the text, or for the sliders to go in. So let's make that happen. This one is going to disappear. Right. Kind of like that shape. Let's see, so this one, this has your text, this has your slider bars, and this will have a little picture to show the season, and this one a picture to show the weather. I'm wondering if the season bar should be, I'm wondering if the season one should be bigger. I don't know how I feel about going asymmetrical. I kind of like the symmetry. Well, you know what, let's play with this and just see how it looks. So I'm also going to, just for funsies here, I'm going to add another layer on the inside. I kind of like the idea of giving this sort of 3D effect, like almost like a matte, you know, like it's bevel cut on the inside. Let's try that and see what we think. It may remove a little too much space if I do this, for me to actually do like the little images in these windows, but maybe not. We'll see what it looks like. I think that looks kind of cute. Whoops. Alright, let's do it to this one. That's a little narrow. Let's make that just a hair wider. I think I did it the exact same. Alright, hang on. There we go. I like that. Normally, I don't really go out of my way to make my lines straight for this artwork, because I just kind of like I've said before, I like it to look very freehand. I want it to look like it's the first time I've ever drawn that thing. And in some cases, it totally is. But I want it to look, you know, like I said, very freehand. And so, but for something like this, I think straight lines are warranted. I'm just using the shift button. I mean, it's not like I actually can draw this straight, because I really can't. There we go. You know, I actually really like the look of that. All right, let's do this last one, which means I have to do another perfect curve, which I do have to freehand unless I want to use the pen tool, and I'm kind of lazy. I don't think I want to use the pen tool. Let's see if I can do this. Tilt the monitor a bit, which you can't see, but nope, that's wobbly. Let's try going fast. Fast and confident. Oh, that actually, oh, there we go. Nailed it. There we go. I like that. Oops. Okay, I actually think I like this. I think that should give me enough space to do everything. Let's merge that down. So this would be my lines layer. I think that gives me enough space. I'm gonna actually move that up just a hair. And I'm going to mess with the proportions on this just a bit. Let's try. I actually think I like it just like that. I think that would look good in the upper corner. Alright, well, let's try adding some color here. So I'm going to look at my reference really quick. So it's just kind of a textured brown, pretty much. Okay, I can handle that. Alright, let's add some color. I'll be adding just a little bit of wood grain too. Alright, I'm going to gonna make this easy on myself. Now, where is my... It doesn't matter. Make this easy on myself, and I am just going to use this lasso tool. Just fill in this shape really quick-like. Oh, I missed a spot on the lines there. I will fix that. Okay. You hear my little girl? She's playing on the floor. She's being so good. Nice sweet baby. She's playing with a little rattle on the floor. And her brother's fidget spinners because he is at school and he does not have to know. He's very protective of those. But what he doesn't know can't hurt him. Alright, let's see. And the other brush I really like to use, I may have mentioned this before, I can't remember. In the paint box, there are some, let's see, impressionist brushes. This first one here is pretty awesome. I'm going to use it just to add, like I said, just a bit of texture to this. La la la. There you go. And look, even my texture is symmetrical. How cool is that? Let me compare it to this. I think, yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Okay, I think maybe that does look like it coordinates pretty well. Okay, let's do this next. Now, I want to delete what's in these windows because I am going to, of course, I need them to be open so that when I stick stuff, so you can actually see, you know, behind them, you'll be able to see the, I can't think of words. You'll be able to see, you know, the weather and the whatever other information I stick in there. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna delete all this stuffs out of here. And then I get the fun job of actually adding the wood grain, which I really enjoy. Alright, there we go. I like that. Alright, let's go back to I'm just gonna use my round brush here. I am going to just lighten up. I like that. Let me see. What did I use on there? Yeah, it looks like that's the color I used. Okay, we'll go with it. Just gonna lighten up just the insides here of these frames. Just makes it look like it is. Looks like it is actually like a wood window frame, I think. I like that bevel. I think it's just a little more polished. Let's go around through all of these. Okay. Huh? Nice. Whoops, too far. Ta-da! Okay. There we go. And of course, it's always my goal with this project to do things that I can do fairly quickly. I want them to look, like I said, I want them to look nice and professional, but I don't want it to, it can't take me all day because of course then we would never finish, and it is really important to me that we finish. It is more important to me that we finish this thing than that I make it super ultra polished, because nobody wants to play a polished game that isn't done, at least visually polished. Okay, there we go. So that looks pretty good. So now I just need to add that like wood grain in, and I think I just used this brown. Like I think I mentioned before that I have just a small collection of brushes that I use for this game. Or sorry, not brushes. Well, that too. But there's just a small collection of colors that I use for this game. And they're all right here. I've saved this red, this dark red here, through this blue right here. And those are basically the only colors I use, which eliminates a lot of the decision-making process, actually. Alright, so I'm going to make this layer. We're going to call this the wood grain layer. I'm going to add that in there. And I'm just going to start. I guess it'll be symmetrical. I guess that's kind of cool. Is that the right color? I'm not convinced that's the right color. Let me see. What did I use? Oh, it looks like I added a little highlight on the edges there. I like that. You know what? I think maybe I used something darker. Or maybe it's just the shadow I added was darker. That's very possible. Okay. Alright, we'll do this. And if I need to change it, I will. We're just going to do some subtle wood grain texture. I may speed this part up. It's supposed to be, like this, like I said, this video is supposed to be, generally speaking, in real time, but I won't make you suffer if something's going to take a really long time. Plus, I'll run out of things to say about it, and so, you know. Actually, I remember discovering when I was in high school that I really liked drawing wood grain. I still remember the piece I was working on. We had these sketchbook assignments. Every week we had to draw something in our sketchbook, and we usually had... Oh, I thought I heard my daughter choking. Nope, she's fine. We usually had a theme, you know, or something that we had to, had to draw, something that we had to practice. And so I don't even remember what the theme was, but I remember I drew, you know what? I remember I drew, it was a table and it had 3 candles on it. In fact, I think we were just using basic shapes, like you had to turn 3 rectangles into something else. And so I turned them into 3 candles. But I did them on a tabletop, and on the tabletop I did a wood grain pattern. I remember going out to my mom's dining room table and just studying that and figuring out, you know, what wood grain looked like, and it was really therapeutic, actually, to do all those shapes. And I have enjoyed drawing wood grain ever since, actually. Let's see. Okay, so I'll buy that. Let's keep going. So we'll do a long one like this. Hey, baby. She's talking. I don't know if you can. Sweet little baby voice. This one, and she is crawling under the computer. I might have to fetch her. You know, she's gotten in this habit of wanting to push the button, the power button on my computer, and that is not good when I'm working. She has caused her fair share of issues. Also, she likes to pull the mouse down, which is what she's working on right now. Alright, so far I like this pretty well. We'll keep going. Tell me I'm not the only person who sings carnival music while she draws. If I was less lazy, I would do... I would not make my wood grain symmetrical, but like I said, I am a lazy artist. Or efficient. We'll say I'm efficient. Efficient. Like, successful people are efficient. Yeah. I'm efficient. Actually, I've found, I've done just a little bit of work, you know, doing comics, which I really enjoy, but I have to say, like, comics are like the art equivalent of a marathon. Like, it's like something that's really hard while you're doing it. I assume. I have not run a marathon. I assume something that's really hard and sometimes even nearly miserable while you're doing it. But at the same time, you feel so fulfilled when you're finished and so accomplished and so just proud of yourself that it makes it all worth it. And I found with comics, like, the more efficient you can make your process, basically the lazier you can the most laziness you can get away with is often the best course of action. If you copy and paste your backgrounds, I mean, if you can copy and paste characters, that's really good too. And sometimes I would do that. I would just, like, you know, copy a character over, paste it, and then just change, like, their hand gesture and their expression a bit. Like, your job is to communicate, and if you're doing that, I don't think anybody really cares. if you take, you know, sneaky shortcuts. At least I wouldn't hold it against you. Yes, I've found that doing like single, really polished sort of illustrations, those are like the most cathartic for me. So I feel like the most zen when I'm doing those. Doing comics is like one of the more rewarding ones, but it's also one of the most difficult. And doing a game so far has probably been just the most straight up fun. Which is, you know, why we do art in the first place. Okay, so I'm gonna back up and look at this. Yep, I think I like that. You know what I am gonna do though? I feel like this is a little narrow right there on the tippy top. I'm just gonna fix that because otherwise it'll bug me. Alright, hold on. I am just gonna make a tiny little adjustment. That. Good call. Good call, Aaron. There. I like that better. Let me zoom back and just see how it looks now. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to add in just some shadows, because on this one, I should remember, seeing as how, you know, I made this and everything, but I'm pretty sure I just used a multiply layer and added just some darks to that wood grain to make it pop a little bit. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do right now. Hopefully that's what I did, because, you know, I used to have a really good memory, and then I had kids, and now I just lose things all day long. Okay, let's see. Now, the other question is, what color did I use for the shadows? It may have been this dark gray here. I wouldn't swear to it, but it may have been that, maybe. Let's look at that. You know, I think that actually might be it. Maybe. Yes. You know, I think I actually did it. Yeah, I think that is the right color. I think. Alright, we'll start with this, because I can always fix it if I decide later that I want to change it. That is the beauty of Photoshop, kids. Tell you what, the other beauty of Photoshop is that you don't have to clean it up when you're done. So, although I haven't, you know, filmed any for this channel, I don't really have a great setup for filming traditional art. I mean, I just use like my phone when I do like my intros and everything. I mean, the phone works. Everybody's got one of those basically these days. But I don't have a great setup for doing traditional art, but I do a lot of like watercolor and just like sketching and stuff in my sketchbook, of course. And for Christmas, I got these really cool new pastel pencils from Derwent, and they are a lot of fun. But I really haven't filmed much of that. But where was I going with that? Oh, I was just going to say the other nice thing about Photoshop is you don't have to clean it up afterwards. Like when I'm doing watercolor, which I love to do, I have to plan it very carefully so that both kids are occupied or my husband's home to take care of them, because I can't just get up. First of all, I can't just get up and leave it if it's... You have to have like a good stopping point with watercolor, because if it dries before you're ready for it to dry, you know, you've kind of lost an opportunity. And then the other thing is that, you know, my kids, they're curious little souls, and they like to get into things. I mean, who doesn't really? And I don't really want like cadmium red on my carpet. So it's like every time I'm done, I have to clean up everything, and every time I'm ready to paint again, I have to get it all back out. Oh, baby's fussy. But you don't have to worry about that with Photoshop. I mean, I can just turn off the computer, and then when I'm ready to draw again, just turn it back on, and everything is ready for me to go, which is really, really nice. It's very, it really is like a gift to artist parents out there, I feel like. Because without it, I would not get nearly as much done, because half of my work time would just be spent on cleaning up or setting up and tearing down. That's one reason I haven't done oils for a while. I actually love doing oils. I guess I shouldn't say that. I did some recently with one of my friends. I was just giving her some sort of informal lessons, and I did a little oil painting, which is on my Instagram if you care to go follow me. But anyway, I did this little oil painting of a turtle because I love, well, tortoise. I love tortoises. I love them so much. So I did a little oil painting of one. And anyway, it's a lot of fun. Like, I love it. But, oh my goodness, can you imagine if a 4-year-old got into your oil paints? Like, that'd be the end. Like, we'd just have to sell the house. There'd be no going back from that. Or just, like, gut it. Yeah. I mean, seriously, though. My little boy, he likes to help. You know, he likes to help, like, reorganize my colored pencils and stuff. But he always wants to, you know, touch the paint and, you know, like, you can't blame him. I did get him his own little watercolor set, but his favorite thing to do is just swish the brush in the water. He actually really doesn't like to draw, which is funny. I keep trying to convince him that he does like to draw, but so far it's not working. He has no interest in the arts. Aside from sculpture, he likes Play-Doh. So, you know, maybe there's a chance there. I could make an artist out of him. But so far, my hopes are really just being my daughter, because my son has shown no inclination toward the arts whatsoever. I should say the arts. He really likes music, actually, and he likes classical music, which is funny. Like, I don't know, maybe that's common among 4-year-olds. This is my first 4-year-old, you know. I don't have anything to compare him to. I like classical music, but I'm not sure I would have liked it when I was 4. But he loves it, loves it, loves it. Okay, let's back up and see how this looks. You know what? I think I like that. Let me see how that looks. Okay. I think that looks pretty darn good, all modesty aside. Alright, so that is the shadow. So let's add one more thing. Let's add this a shadow layer. And now I'm going to make a highlight layer on top of that. Always a good idea to name your layers. I don't always do it, but I usually do it. Okay, let's add, let's make it like, let's see what it looks like. It's this color. I'm just gonna add a little extra sparkle, a little extra polish. Let's try it at like 30% and see what that looks like. I'm just gonna add like a little highlight around the edge. There goes my baby again. She's just banging on things. That's just... makes her happy, which makes me happy. Alright, I think, let's see. Do I like this color? I don't know if I do yet. That gold, I think I do. She is gonna knock over my lamp. As long as it doesn't fall over on her, I'm not too worried about it. It's like I said, it's a big standing lamp. It's from Walmart. We've had it for like the entirety of our marriage, so like, you know, 7 years. And it's already cracked in like 3 places. And if it makes her happy so I can do a little drawing, well, you know what? The lamp can take one for the team. Actually, I do use it to light when I do my, you know, intros. Do you hear her laughing? She's so proud of herself. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna zoom out here just a second just to see what I've done so far and see if I like it. I do, I think. Okay. Carry on then. So far, so good. Let's add just a bit. I might make that highlight a little thicker, actually. I don't know. Yeah, let's finish it first before I start revising. Focus, Aaron. Focus. There we go. Like that. Like these straight edges. Faster to add these highlights on. Oh goodness. Baby girl, what are you up to? I don't know if you're going to be able to hear her at all. Especially once I edit all the sound, but maybe. I might not do quite as much editing today, because I usually, my upload, whoa, that was a loud bang. We're cool. It's fine. she just dropped a toy on it, on the lamp. Usually my upload day is Fridays. And usually I try and actually have my video at least like 70% done, if not, completely done by Friday. So basically all I have to do is like final touches and then upload it. But today it actually is Friday. Because really no reason actually. I just thought it felt more like real time if I actually made it and uploaded it in the same day. I thought it'd be a nice experiment. Okay, let's take a look at that. You know what? I think I like that. You know what? I think I do. I feel good about that so far. The other thing I want to do actually is I want to steal. So on this original piece that I did, I've got this nice texture, like this almost like parchment texture I made for the background, and I'm gonna just steal that right off of there because I'm gonna use it in this window here. Alright, here we go. Let's turn all my layers back on. I'm just gonna use this little parchment texture here. Right there. I like that. Just for that center window. It just gives it a little bit of a little backdrop for where you have like your date and time and all that other good stuff. So I'm going to... There we go. How does that look? Right, save it again because my daughter's getting uncomfortably close to the power button on the computer again. Oh, check that out. I think I might drop a little shadow too in there, but I'm gonna wait on that for a minute. Okay, so that means the other thing that I need to do is I need to start making things to go inside of these windows. So like I mentioned before on my sketch, I kind of want to do a little like a basic animation kind of like of the sun going along this arc throughout the day. So like from, let's say 6 a.m. to 8:59 it'll be in this position, and from 9 o'clock to 11:59 it'll be in the next position, noon to 2:59, you get the idea. So I'm gonna go ahead, I might have to eventually move this to its own file. In fact, I probably will, but for now let's just make it here so I can test it. Let's see, size, and maybe I'll try and get this done this morning. Let's make it just a bit bigger so I have more room to maneuver here. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to make this into its own group. Here we go. Let's call this the frame. I want this layer. Let's do a duplicate of that layer. That's my lines. Move it over. I'm just going to be stealing part of this, actually. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Try and see if I can get that, start working on that little window up on the top, the arch up there on the top. Okay, so I am just going to, out of all of that, the only part of that I want to keep is this section here. My baby girl, she's talking. Alright, the rest of that I don't need. But I want this exactly because I need to know how big to do my... I'm wondering if I should... Yeah, I'll just do this. That way we can overlay it like exactly. It'll go behind. Have our lines here. Erase this extra bit that I don't need. Perfect. Okay, so now I have my window outline. I'm going to add lines, and I want a sky layer. So I'm going to do a sky layer, and I'm going to start messing with that sun. So let's just do, I'm gonna fill this in just with a solid color to start with, and then I'll mess with the colors. So let's just start with blue. But actually for the sun up, the sunrise, I think I'm gonna want it kind of pinkish. But I'll change that in a minute. We'll add some more texture and make it fun. I don't mind adding a little more polish and just, you know, spending a little more time really crafting some of these, because this is such a feature element that's going to be on your screen, you know, at all times when you're playing. I want it to be kind of pretty. But still, I mean, not that it outshines the rest of the game, because this isn't really the important bit. You know, the important bit is what your character is up to, but it is sort of a feature that you're always going to see, so. Okay, so there's my little blue, and I'm gonna lock that. And come back, my texture brush. I love this brush, it's so fun. Alright, let's add some of that pink. Ooh, pretty. We're gonna make this nice and pretty and pink. Leave a little blue in there, why not? And make it very sunrisey. I love this brush. I just said that, but I'm gonna say it again. Look how pretty that is. I mean, seriously. We're gonna make it, because I want my sun to rise on this side. So I'm gonna just add a little more glow. La la la, how pretty. A little more. Okay. How pretty is that? Just gradually build up this color. Oh, now would you look at that? I like that. I like that quite well. Alright, cool. Alright, so there's the sky layer. And let's add a sun. Alright. And of course, I'm going to do the, like, first grade version of a sun. Let's see. Still my favorite version of a sun, to be honest. Okay, so let's do, I'm trying to decide if I should do the outline like bright, or maybe I should do it white. I don't know, we'll play with this. We'll just see what it looks like. Okay, you know, I'm actually going to do, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the whole sun. Because that way I can make sure I do it the same way every time. And I'm just going to, man, drawing circles is hard. You'd think I'd be good at drawing circles by now. I sure had to draw enough of them in college. That's sort of spherical. You know, let's tweak it just a bit. Again, I love Photoshop for this very reason. Alright, come here, my friend. Wait a minute. Alright, transform. I want warp. That's what I want. Let's just make you a little more spherical, my circly friend. That's... doesn't have to be perfect, because nothing in this game is perfect. It's all freehand, very freehand, and I don't want it to look like it doesn't match, but it is the sun, so, you know. There. Okay. I'll buy that. That's spherical enough. Whoops. What did I just do? Oh, I just realized that oh, there we go. Never mind, I thought I had drawn it on the wrong layer. We're fine. We're fine. I hate it when I do that, though, and I do it way too much. Okay, we'll start with the white outline. Hi, baby girl. How's it going? Hi. I think she wants to come sit up here with me. All right, hold tight, little girl. Alright. I like that. That looks like a sun, right? Just make that. I don't know if I want to do a white outline or not. I haven't totally decided. But let's add some colors underneath it and just see what we think. I'm thinking like red, yellow, with oranginess around the outside. Or should I do it vice versa? It should be bright orange with yellow around the outside. Ooh, I think... all of a sudden I don't really know. The bright yellow is nice and contrasty. Maybe that? Could just do the sun, you know, with a black outline, which would be honestly probably the simplest thing to do, but it's always worth trying new things anyway, even if you don't end up using them. Words of wisdom from yours truly. Let's see. All this wisdom I haven't earned. Okay. Well, that's alright. What if we gave it like we made it glow a little bit? Alright, this is happening. Let's try and make it glow. Oh, let's see. Soft, vivid, hard light, vivid light. Let's try that one. We're just gonna see what this looks like. Let's do maybe like bright yellow. Oh no. I don't think that had the effect I was hoping for. What about linear light? Hard mix, pin light. Kinda. I don't know. Hey baby, what's up? I don't know, what if we made it like, yeah, whitish? I'm not sure that has the effect I'm going for. We're just gonna delete that for now. Alright. Now I'm going to move this. The beginning of its arc right there. I think I kind of like the white outline. I might try some different ones, but I'm kind of thinking I like it. Alright, let's turn that off. I want to add just a dotted line there. Hi, sweetheart. What are you doing? Let's see. Nice little dotted line. Yeah, she's losing patience with me really quickly. This is about to all dissolve. That's okay. I'm always willing to take a break from my baby girl, huh? What about that? What if we gave your son a little cast shadow? I'm gonna use right here a little drop shadow there. Oh yes. Okay, let's change the color. Actually, it's actually kind of a pretty color. Let's turn it to. Could do that dark purple. I think maybe dark blue though. Yeah. Oh, I like that actually. I like that a lot. Yes, let's do that. Okay, I love that. Okay. Let's actually do the same thing to this dotted line. Drop shadow. Oh, yes! That's awesome. Okay. That is a definite yes for me. Just adds a little something. Alright, and let's just tidy that up just a hair. Doesn't hang over. Nice, look at that. Okay, and I'm actually going to make a quick adjustment to the sky layer because I want to. And I will fix that sun here in just a minute. But you hear my daughter just like, she's just making noise. Alright, hang on. Let's see, I'm gonna lock that down and I just need to make a quick adjustment because, whoa, that was a little too heavy. All too heavy. What's going on? I lost my pressure sensitivity. Turn that again. Every now and then it just like goes out for some reason. I don't know why. It's got a mind of its own. Okay, let's try. There we go. That's what I wanted. Alright, I'm I'm just gonna adjust this a bit. It actually looks like that gold is more around our sun. There we go. How about that? Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's add just a little gold around the sun, but I think I like that actually quite well. Yeah. Okay, let's then add a mask to the sun layer. I'm just gonna mask off this little bit here. I don't want to just like erase it because I am gonna copy this little group of layers here and use it again. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think I like that. Let's turn this into a group, its own group, and I'm gonna call that early morning. Okay, nice. And I'm going to, let's see how it looks in the frame. Save that first. Okay, let's just see how that looks in the frame. And it should, because we just used the same lines, it should just nest right in there. Perfect. Nice, okay. I like that. And I think I am going to add a little drop shadow just along the inside of the frame, just so it looks like, you know, you're actually looking through this window. So let's go ahead. I'm going to duplicate this group, and now we're going to do a mid-morning. And mid-morning is going to look a lot like early morning. Let's turn off the sun really quick. So the sky is going to change texture a bit, or change color. I'm going to use this texture because I will use any excuse to use this impressionist texture. And we're going to make it just a little more blue, because it's not quite as early now. That's pretty. What do we think of that? I like that. Whoops, too much, too much. Okay. Let's see. Pink. Alright. Just add, oh, whoops, a little bit of pink to this edge because it's still early morning. Okay. Now let's look at our sun. I'm gonna move the sun along its little path here. Whoops. Here. Let's get rid of that layer mask. Okay, now we're gonna move the sun along its trajectory here. I'm gonna move it about there, I think. Nice. Alright, let's see what that looks like. So morning. Mid-morning. Do we need a little more pink in there? I kind of think maybe we do. Maybe just a little more. Because I like pink. Seems like a good excuse to use it. Here, more pink. And a bit more of that gold yellow. But mostly I'm gonna get blue. Let's add a little more blue right here. Real gentle. Okay, I like that. All right, now let's see what it looks like. Morning, mid-morning. Okay, I think I'm feeling better about that. Let's just tweak it just a little more. Pinkish right here, just around my sun. Gold. That's pretty. A little blue over everything. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Nailed it, definitely. Okay, duplicate the group. We're gonna call this afternoon. This next one, of course, is probably about noon to like 2:59, something like that. So we're should be like right at the top. There, does that look pretty centered? I think that's centered. Mostly centered. Yeah. Okay. Yes? Yes, we're gonna say yes. Alright, now the sky, this one's going to be basically blue. Middle of the day, I'm gonna add, just for a little interest, I'm just gonna add a little bit of darker towards the edges. Just so it's not boring. Maybe a little white too. That's pretty. I like that. Okay. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Alright, so now we have early morning, mid-morning, afternoon. Excellent. Now we're going to do late afternoon and evening, and then we'll reveal nighttime one too. Noon, mid, after, there. Hey, baby girl. My daughter's back. Hi, sweetheart. Alright, son. Let's move you on your trajectory. So like here-ish, I think? Yes? Yes. And now, I think the sky, we should start getting some like goldenness. Maybe a little red. I don't want it to look like a forest fire or something, but yeah, that's a little too far. A little too far. A lot too far. I'll pull it back. Never fear. I will pull it back. Okay, what do we think of that? Alright, let's see it in sequence again. Alright, morning, mid-morning, afternoon. Yeah, I like it. Alright. Duplicate group. This one's gonna be evening. Evening. Okay, there we go. So now the sun is going to drop down a little farther. There-ish? There-ish. That looks good. Alright, and I'm going to, and we're gonna mask it off. There we go. Mask it off. Now, sky. Maybe I should drop it further. Hang on. Let's see, how does it look compared to the early morning? That's about the same. Okay, we'll say yes. That's fine. Alright, so for now the sky, now we get to do fun things with the sky. Let's do... Now we get to go crazy with like the fiery colors. Red. But not too red, because I don't want to look like there's like a fire somewhere. Ooh, look how pretty that is. But I love this brush. It's just pretty. You know, I think here on the edge, I'm gonna just add a touch of purple. Yeah. Oh yes, definitely yes. Look how pretty that is. Okay, let's do it again. Sequence. Early morning, mid-morning, afternoon, mid-afternoon, evening. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the night one. And this one, I'm not going to have the moon and the stars go around at night. I think I'm just going to keep that one constant. Because ideally, your character will be sleeping anyway. Or if you're staying up, whatever, that's okay too. Okay, so let's turn, instead of the sun, we're going to have a moon and stars instead. And let's see. I don't think we really need that dotted line either. I'll see what I think of it with and without. Okay, let's go ahead and change this sky first, I think. Dark purpley blue. Pretty. A little bit of that blue in there. A little bit of pink in there. That's pretty. Do a little bit more pink toward the edges. maybe a little more bluish toward the middle. Kind of looks like a galaxy, kind of. A bit dark, darker right through there. I think I like that. All right, here we go. Aaron's seal of approval. Okay, now let's stick that red stars in there. Let's see. All right, let's get my handy dandy brush here. I think I'll mess with the placement of all of these, but oh, let's see. I don't think I want a full moon. I think we'll do like a crescent moon. Too big. Alright, let's do like little stars. These could probably just be like solid white, right? It's all could be solid white. Good. There's 2 stars. Let's do teeny tiny ones too. Should we just do little dots for stars? All good options. Kind of like the idea of just doing solid white for the moon. Maybe I could do a little bit. Well, let's try gray. Let's try gray and just see what I think. Okay, I need to merge those layers because that's not right. Okay. So like that. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Let's do a gray for the moon. I will add the drop shadow back in here in just a second. Let's do little star clusters. I think I might just do dots. Something like that. Kind of like that. What if I did, okay, just for funsies, let's do like little glow around some of them. Ooh, now we're talking. You can have a glow too. Ooh, yeah, I like that. That's nice. Okay, let's add that that drop shadow back into the moon. And stars. There. Layer style, drop shadow. Oh, awesome. Okay. You know what? I think that might be. Glow. Do all the stars need to glow or just some of them need to glow? I think just some of them do actually. Just the bigger ones maybe. Okay, let's see what we think of that. Alright. So now, starting from the beginning, early morning, mid-morning, afternoon, mid-afternoon, evening, nighttime. Okay, let's see how the night one looks in the frame, just for funsies here. Let's just see how it looks. Yep, pretty good, I think. Alright, yeah, I'll buy that. Okay, you know, I think that's a pretty good place to end this video today. I need to, before I go pick up my son, I need time to actually compile all this footage and start getting it exported because that takes like forever as an MP4. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this different sort of video format, doing things in real time. Hopefully you like what I've done so far. I've still got to go in and finish the rest of these frames, but I will show you, of course, the finished product as soon as I finish everything else. But I hope you've enjoyed this little bit that I've shared with you. So I will be back, of course, again next week, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.